Brexiteers have hailed the visit by Japan's Prime Minister Fumio Kishida as further proof Britain is booming outside the EU and is a major player on the world stage. Leading Brexiteers mocked the EU, noting that Ode to Joy has been replaced by Rule Britannia. The official visit by Mr. Kishida has, according to pro-Brexit Conservative MPs, shown that the doom and gloom of Remoaners during the referendum has proven to be false. Pro-EU supporters had claimed that outside the bloc, Britain would become a minor country and lose the City of London financial centre, which would flee to Paris or Frankfurt. But instead Mr. Kishida came to Britain specifically so he could take his appeal for foreign investment to the bankers and investors of the City of London, because it remains the prime location to raise capital in the world. He also signed a defence deal with the UK in the wake of Britain's leading role in the Ukraine crisis, again something only made possible because Britain is no longer under Brussels' control. Marc Francois, chairman of the European Research Group, ERG, of Tory Brexiteer MPs, said, "The fact we are now doing major deals with Japan, including to bolster Western security, shows that global Britain is becoming a reality, now we have left the EU." Ode to Joy seems to have taken a backseat today to the land of the rising sun. Ashfield Conservative MP Lee Anderson, a Brexiteer, said, "The fact that the Japanese PM is in town and looking to do deals with the UK demonstrates that a post-Brexit Britain is open for business." "I remember a time when us Brits looked on in envy at how the Japanese were going about their business, but how times have changed. This of course will be a bitter blow to some politicians who still refuse to accept that we are now an independent sovereign nation making our own way in the world by doing business with anyone we want to." Mr. Kishida took his appeal for foreign investment to the bankers and investors of the City of London, saying his shift to an upgraded version of capitalism would spur economic growth. In a speech at the medieval Guildhall at the heart of Britain's financial district, Kishida set out his plan to grow the world's third-largest economy by attracting private sector investment and redistributing wealth. Bassetlaw Tory MP Brendan Clark-Smith said, "It's fantastic to welcome world leaders such as Prime Minister Kishida to the UK. This is another great example of how since Brexit we have shown global Britain is moving forward on defence, energy, trade and exports, despite the doom and gloom merchants telling us we would no longer be a great financial centre or have any influence in the world. Increased cooperation with successful nations such as Japan only serves to underline this." Mr. Kishida also held talks with Boris Johnson and in Downing Street, where the UK and Japan have agreed a defence deal that will allow their national forces to work more closely together, according to Boris Johnson. The Prime Minister, speaking in Downing Street alongside his Japanese counterpart, said he is so glad the two nations have agreed a reciprocal access agreement, RAA, for armed services. Meanwhile, the Japanese Prime Minister at the press conference made pointed remarks with clear aim at China. "Ukraine might be East Asia tomorrow. He believes that China may still attack his country or Taiwan in a copy of Vladimir Putin's actions in Ukraine.